to if I heard on Thursday. They've talked around. Well, I've had that conversation, I guess, with people in the last 24 hours who have said,
Are you stupid or something?
yes, they feared it was coming, but they didn't think it would be now. I think if you were to put people on the spot in the club, probably on Friday night, and said to them, do you think he'll still be here in 12 to 18 months? I think you would not have got people going, definitely, yes. Yeah. But if you'd said to them, do you think he'll be in the dugout for the game against Linfield? Sure. And to be fair, I would have thought that too, but I just felt the end was coming. Yeah. It's an unsustainable way for him to manage, and it's of the Mourinho school, but then it's also even mixed in with like a more kind of it even means more. I think that it does to Mourinho, like on some kind of visceral level. It's like, and I mentioned it in the intro. He would do interviews on a Friday, and it often looked to me that someone had been bubbling all week,
Kangaroo!
up, and it would almost erupt in like an interview. And that's back to our second.
You do know how to spell, right?
You can't do it this way. Yeah, I see the Mourinho comparison is everywhere, and I see what people are saying definitely in terms of like the interview style, the siege mentality. There's absolutely no doubt that he's taking something from Mourinho. I know what you're saying. I think Mourinho, it seemed like he had a very close relationship with his Chelsea players, that Chelsea group. I was getting there. It's less cynical than Mourinho. Yeah, no, exactly. Because it's a real. That's what I was just going to say. That like that Duff was on a journey with that group. Like he was finding houses for them on Daft. He was like he knew everything about their lives. And I'm sure Mourinho had. I think he had a good relationship with some of that Chelsea team for sure. But I think that with Duff, this was something where almost like you kind of get the sense there was an almost element of being too close at times with some of it. And it's like to me the reaction to him leaving from people within the club is more like the kind of conversation you'd have with someone when you have a family member that you love, but they've done something a bit rash, as opposed to this is someone who's left us in the lurch here. It's a distinction, and obviously I think with the Mourinho thing as he went on, it was very transactional. Yes. His engagement with everyone, whereas I don't think there was a transactional basis to this. That's precisely, and that's why it is quite sad that it's ended this way, because now he is open to when the going gets tough, Duff gets going. Yeah, because it's so abrupt.
How to check if someone's spying on you? Actually, it's pretty simple. If you notice any of these signs, it's time to check your phone. Here's what to look for. Your phone overheats or the battery drains quicker than usual. Your phone is slower than usual. You notice suspicious apps or pop-ups. If you've noticed any of these, here's what you need to do. Step 1, install the Malwarebytes app from the App Store. Step 2, run a free security scan that finds and removes any spyware, malware, or hidden viruses.
Kangaroo!
Award-winning and trusted by millions. It's also incredible.
Why? Yeah, that's good. Just pick any letter.
Out there. Install Malwarebytes to keep your phone safe from hackers.
Not acrimonious in terms of how it was done, but it feels acrimonious. And that's now a reputation which he can't really quibble with too much, unfortunately. So, to what extent has he done himself a degree of reputational harm here? Yeah, I know. Eamon Sweeney wrote about that this morning and centered in that point. And certainly, yeah, with one or two conversations I would have had with people yesterday, that point would have been expressed that, yeah, this looks bad.
Kangaroo!
He's still going to get loads of offers. That's an absolute given. I mean,
Why do I always get stuck with the idiots?
talked about attention, publicity, like a sponsor's dream. I think Shell said that.
Yaro. Yeah. You're getting recorded. I'm making a video. So the video is recording you, your voice. Video is recording your voice. That's the funny thing. I'm doing it on. I'm playing Hangru. I'm doing it on whereby it's capturing my face along with the Excel sheet and it's recording the voice. So be careful of what you say. This is like the first time because I've started
Kangaroo.
making videos of the Excel sheet now.
L, the wrong answer. Let me put on my shock face.
You know, today the doctor said, get yourself a blood test. I'm not getting myself a blood test. What if I have diabetes, man? I'll die of diabetes. You know, they ask you to take a cholesterol test, and they've got such low standards for cholesterol test because earlier it used to be 200. If you got 200 cholesterol, only then you have cholesterol. They have now reduced it to 133 so that they can catch anyone and everyone, in that cholesterol mark. Yeah, so you be careful with whom you are dealing with. What tests you are doing, you be careful. The threshold is very low. You get me? Yeah. I have a guy in my Viman Nagar flat who takes care of my business out there.
Kangaroo. Isn't it time you got back to your
Sure, I pay him
sideshow?
at least
Freak.
5,000 rupees, so that he remains happy. Yeah. So if you trust people, you need to pay them money, even if it is your wife. Yeah, that's all I have to
Kangaroo.
say. When do you do servicing
Good
for your
job. W? You do know how to spell, right?
Huh? Yeah, I need to get servicing done for my bike also. It doesn't start by self start now. I need to kick it every time.
Kangaroo. You're not helping me out very much there, buddy.
So we've known each other for 15 years now. Since 2009, Jan 2009. No, yeah, June 2009. June or August 2009. That was when you interviewed me at Chokonova. Do you remember that interview?
Kangaroo. Thanks a lot there, Einstein.
Do you listen to radio?
Even I'm driving the car.
It's very dangerous doing that, huh?
Right?
Because when you're driving, you should be only driving. You can't rely on anything else.
So that's why I don't put on my phone. Nowadays, the car that I use for destination, tablets, my car has none of those. The only thing that works is the radio. So and that is controlled by the steering. I use the frequency for direction.
What do you listen to on the radio?
Whatever there are few music channels, but when I was in the US, I used to listen to the National Public Radio, which was really good. There were really good songs on that.
Ah. Do you think Elon Musk will win?
Kangaroo. Thanks a lot there, Einstein.
It's the right thing to do, you know. Do you know? Have you seen Godfather, the movie? Yeah, in Godfather, the movie, the Godfather, he tells Al Pacino, you know, that I always wanted you to be a chief justice or a politician. I never wanted you to be a gangster. You get me? So basically, Elon Musk with Twitter, with X.com, he was a gangster, you know. So if he wants to be a politician, he can be a politician, or if he wants to be a chief justice, he can still make cars and he's got SpaceX. But with X.com, he's a gangster, you know. He's supporting all gangsters in the world. Do you know all the gangsters are on Twitter? Yeah, you know, they target people using Twitter. You know, they look. Recently, there was this guy called Gopal Chandu in Bihar who was shot dead. And then there was another guy in another MLA in MLA's father in Mumbai who was shot dead. And both those people were tracked on their Twitter IDs. You get me? So if you want to kill somebody, you would track them on Twitter and then kill them. Chal, on that note, I'll hang up. Hello? Yeah, I'm hanging up. I just finished recording and I don't have anything else to record, so I'm going to stop the recording the video.
Kangaroo.